Welcome to Demula Voices of Impact, where we talk about the ideas and people shaping how we serve our clients. Today's episode is all about product and narrative, and why having a good product isn't enough if the story around it doesn't connect. I'm joined today by Ms. Juma, our Business Development Manager. Great to have you here, Ms. Juma.
Thank you, Mercy. I'm glad to be part of this conversation.
Let's start with the basics. When we say product and narrative, what do we really mean?
How we define product and how we define narrative are two different things. Product is exactly what you sell, and in Demula, the product is the loan we give to the businesses, and narrative is the story around what we do, the kind of impact and stories that resonate with the clientele that we serve.
Okay, so the story we build around it, does it really matter?
The story matters, Mercy, because you see, with this, when it comes to sales, there's something we say in sales that we say facts tell and stories sell. And what does that mean? For a product to resonate with a client, you can tell a client the features of a product, and they can still not be interested in that product. Whereby when you talk to someone and give them a narrative and a story resonates with them, you can find that is what creates loyalty, that is what creates impact, that is what creates what your clients say about your product is what your product is about.
And as a company, that is Demula, how do we make sure that our products meet the exact needs of our clients?
Here in Demula, the first thing that we have embraced in Demula, we work very closely with our customers. That is, we seek feedback, actively seek feedback from our customers, so that we can continuously improve on the kind of services we offer. You know, when you constantly get feedback from your customers and you tailor it to your customer, that is when the story changes. That is when the narrative, the customer feels as part of Demula. And that is what we are focusing on. That is what we are targeting. Creating that story is about creating a product that a client feels is tailored specifically for them. We do feedback, and we do adjust our products accordingly to make sure that we are servicing the clients. We're making sure that our clients are satisfied. And the story they're going to tell at the end of the day is that Demula did this for me. This Demula empowered me. If you're doing empowerment, Demula empowered me. This is where I got because of Demula. That's the kind of story we want to build around our product.
And maybe an example of maybe something we are doing different, that someone will say, I will choose Demula over the other companies.
So we have heard a lot of projects lately, and I think the one thing that we do differently from other microfinances are things like client education. If you look at something like client education, we not only offer the product, but we also educate you on how to manage the product or how to manage your finances, because we're gearing towards sustainable lending, and that is what sustainable lending does. And also we have a new rollover structure. We have a lot of implementations going hand in hand. We have Soko Huru. If you look at the history of our product, this is a product that we didn't offer, but due to the frequent customer inquisition about the product, can we get this? Can we get this? We decided to open up Soko Huru to them, and now we lend to even the people that the business people who are in open air businesses. That's something we did not have. We have changed our rollover structure to make sure that even the customer who is a customer who is unable to pay at that moment, they can still get time to adjust and pay until they financially recuperate, so that at the end of the day, we are serving towards sustainable lending, we are serving towards empowerment, we are serving into them themselves being able to sustain themselves in their businesses.
Now, I have a product that is very good, but the narrative doesn't sink or doesn't land. What happens to my product?
You see, the thing with product is who is talking about the product. How are people talking about your product? Like if right now I'm selling something and the product is very good. The product is very good, but my clientele do not resonate with this product. There's no way they're going to share. They're going to share. But if I sell a product and the story around it is something that my clients resonate with, they're going to constantly share the stories. They're going to tell the story of how Demula, for example, Demula did this for me. I expanded my business because of Demula. I now know how to do bookkeeping because Demula taught me how to do bookkeeping. This is going to reach more audiences and going to reach a larger volume of the market compared to the person who has a good product but has a bad narrative. Because if you're going to have a good product with a bad narrative, people are going to constantly be very cautious about it. People are constantly going to refrain from it. Because if the story I'm hearing about something is that, this is not good. This did not work out for me. The product is good, but the services was bad. The service was bad. The product was good, but people are going to be very cautious towards taking step forward to that product. So what makes a product good most of the time is the kind of stories and the kind of impact it creates to the person you're serving it to.
So to some extent, you're saying the narrative can boost confidence.
Exactly. The narrative boosts confidence in the product because human beings are creatures who constantly are very easily influenced. We are constantly very easily influenced by the kind of experiences others share with us. Because when you share an experience with me, I'll want to experience that. So if you go, for example, to a Jumia page or a page of a product that is online, people go to the ratings. You see, people will go to the ratings. If I go and find a product has a 1-star rating, there's no way I'm going to pick that product because that means there's something wrong with that product. It could be the product was good. The experience is what was bad. And the client decided not to purchase or to rate it low. So how the product is perceived and the constant stories that are told is what impacts confidence. This is a good review. That means this must be a good product. So I'm going to try this product. Yes.
And time and again, you have visited the field.
Yes.
You've gone to the branches and maybe interacted with our customers. What lesson did you learn from talking about product and narrative? What lesson did you learn when you were in the field?
Actually, I think this is the best part of my job. I think I really love listening to customer stories. I love listening to the kind of narratives the customers say about us. Like if I randomly go to a market and say, hey, do you know Demula? And I get to hear whatever they have to say about Demula. Oftentimes, I think that is always a direct reflection of the kind of product you give. And I think from the lessons we are learning, the biggest lesson I learned is the product it's not always about the product. It's about the people. It's about how the people feel. Because that is what is a reflection of the product. The features of the product does not matter. The quality of the product does not matter. It does matter to some extent. But the biggest driver is how your clientele feels, how the people you sell this product to feel about this product. That is what makes the product. So you can have the best product with the best features, but it's not going to be the best product in the market. If your customers are constantly feeling like this, they're not impacted. If their customers do not feel whatever objective you had with the product, then the essence of the whole product is moot. Yes.
So you're saying if you have a product but the narrative is not there, then you have nothing.
You do not have a product.
When talking about product and narrative, what is the main challenge?
When it comes to product and narrative, I think a lot of challenge that a lot of microfinance go through, and also just us as Demula we went through, was the anchoring bias, where there's already a perception of how microfinances work in the market. People already have a narrative that they're sticking to. So constantly there's going to be that doubt. How you constantly have to prove yourself that this is what we do different. It's not about the narrative you've had. This is about Demula. We are shaping a different narrative. We are bringing something different to the table. So that bias that is already in the market makes it hard. This because you have to deal with constant mistrust from the clients or constant doubt when you're trying to create a narrative or a name for yourself and your brand. And another thing is just to maintain that. I think most businesses do very well with creating the narrative, but it's not just about narrative creation. It's about sustaining that narrative. So how can you sustain that narrative? When you start, this is the kind of narrative you wanted to create, but over the years, is this going to be the same narrative, or is it going to improve? Or are you going to fall off from this narrative that you're trying to create?
Thank you for sharing what goes on behind the scenes, Ms. Juma. Any parting shot?
Mercy, I think my parting shot is a product may solve a problem, but a narrative gives it meaning. And in Demula, we're not just about solving a problem, but giving meaning to the products that we sell.